Warning: Street Fighter 1 is a game that will try to kill you, or at the very least, try to coax you into suicide. That is all.
Street Fighter 1 was released in the arcades by Capcom in 1987, and graphically, it's not a horrible looking game for an arcade game of that era. It was released on consoles a little while later, and on the TurboGrafx-16 it was renamed Fighting Street. I did a little bit of investigating as to why Street Fighter was called Fighting Street on the TurboGrafx-16, but Wikipedia wasn't yielding any immediate results, and due to my lack of caring, I kind of just gave up. Now, think of what I said at the beginning of this video, that whole warning I gave about how Street Fighter is going to try to kill you, it's going to try to coax you into suicide, stuff like that. Now, think of the fact that critics actually liked this game at the time and gave it some pretty glowing reviews and had some interesting quotes to say about the game. One critic stated, "It adds a new dimension with pneumatic punch buttons, and the action is gratifying with great feedback," and stuff like, "It breathes new life into martial arts games."
You know, and there's probably some truth that these critics are saying here. This game was probably pretty good back in the day, and whether you love it or probably hate it, it started an entire genre of games. The fighting game genre would not exist without it, and we probably wouldn't have Tekken, Super Smash Bros., or Mortal Kombat. So maybe I shouldn't be making fun of this game or calling it bad. Alrighty, let's play this fucking piece of shit.
So you start the game, and though it controls like ass, it isn't so bad because enemies are simple and easy to take down at first, and you could easily advance just by button mashing. Also, whether you choose Japan or USA at the beginning determines who you first fight, which is kind of neato burrito if you ask me. It chooses you to represent your country of origin, assuming you're from Japan or the United States. But any novelty that this game had would quickly wear off. It was Mike, the second fighter of the USA run, that gave me a glimpse of things to come, where the angry gamer in me emerged.
Wow.
He laid my ass out with 3 basic punches. I counted. But oh well, I beat him shortly after. Let's move on. Geki, huh? Some sort of ninja? That's pretty cool. Well, it's not! Look at this fucker. Shurikens, smoke screens. How cheap is he? Isn't this a fighting tournament? Well, I guess I wouldn't really know because there's actually not a whole lot of in-game lore here, but still, jeez. This ninja guy is jumping all around. He's throwing spaghetti stars left and right and all over, and he teleports, and he teleports, and he teleports. The only saving grace was I won from the time running out. Like, holy shit, I can't believe that's how I had to beat this guy in one of these rounds. But whatever, I beat him. Who's next? Bullshit man beating me with bullshit sticks. Next! I suppose now would be an okay time to tell you about the rest of this game's content. It's actually got quite a bit. It's got a world map like Street Fighter 2, so that's interesting. It's got these alright mini-games like Street Fighter 2's car mini-game, so there's that. There's a leaderboard to put your initials on, and I tried to spell ass to represent this game, but I accidentally spelled out the word art instead. Oh yeah, it's a work of art alright, I'll show you it's a work of fucking art. There's also a bomb continue screen, which is kind of interesting. I think it actually is just counting down to your death, so you better click continue. Yeah, that just sort of further reinforces the fact that this game's trying to kill you. Another cool thing about this game is it actually has Gin, Birdie, and Adon from the Street Fighter Alpha series. making their debut here, which is pretty neat, meaning they actually predate Chun-Li. Huh. It's actually pretty crazy to think about. And there's even Sagat. Man, he makes an appearance in this game too as the final boss, which is odd to me because I never actually saw him as the main bad. At least he doesn't have that sort of air about him. Although lore depicted him as an honorable martial artist, so maybe that's just it. He's just a martial artist competing. Anyways, enough talking about that sort of stuff. Let's go ahead and just get back to the game already. Alrighty, I've made it to Sagat. Let's do this. 6 hours of frustration later, let's fucking go, boys! So yeah, I saved my win. Big deal. No, it's not how the game was meant to be played, but come on, look at what Sagat can do. This stuff gets pretty crazy. Quite honestly, you'd be a madman not to keep loading back to having one victory already. Shit, it's still hard regardless. It took me a while to beat Sagat, and it felt great for a moment when I did, as it was scrolling through all the enemies whose asses I've kicked. But the game couldn't end without giving me one last fuck you. A game over screen. As if I'd lost. Oh, I'm gonna fucking lose it alright. In the end, the game did practically create a genre, and was decent for the time, so there's 2 brownie points right there. But the horrible controls, and lack of substance, and bullshit near insta-deaths are almost unforgivable. I give this game a 2 out of 10. Despite that, I still recommend the 30th Anniversary Collection this game's included on. I think that this sort of anthology and history of Street Fighter, and having all the Street Fighter Alphas, all the Street Fighter 2s, the 3 different versions of 3, and the original Street Fighter, the one and only, is kind of neat. So yeah, go pick up the Street Fighter Collection. But if you don't want to play this game, yeah, I couldn't blame you. It's an Evil Resident. I hope you guys enjoyed my review, or look back, or analysis, or playthrough, or whatever the fuck you want to call this, of the original Street Fighter. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and maybe tell me a little bit about your history with Street Fighter. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
I can't do this. I'm not AVGN. Plus, it's got Alpha 2, Alpha 3, Street Fighter 2, and Street Fighter 3 on it.